Hey, how's it going, guys? It's the Lobster here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. And in this one, guys, I'm going to be showing you 10 things that you probably didn't know were added in the Dropshot update. That's right, guys. So every single one of these things was mentioned in the patch notes. However, if you didn't decide to read through every single thing like I did, you probably missed a bunch of the little things that they added. And some of them are small, some of them are pretty big, actually. But overall, there's some very cool features that I think you guys will enjoy. But anyways, guys, as always, if you enjoyed today's video or learned something new, be sure to leave a like down below. And without further ado here, let's jump into it. Alright, guys, so starting this off, and these aren't in any particular order, I just kind of tried to mix them together fairly randomly, and really they're all interesting, they're all cool features, so that doesn't really matter. But starting it off here with the very first one, this is one that is actually super hidden, because at the moment it doesn't really have a use, but it's still a very cool feature that points to some awesome things coming in the future. And if you want to see this little thing, all you have to do is go to the main menu, and then scroll down to the extras, and then finally once you're in that one, you can then go to this brand new thing that says redeem code. Now at the moment, I believe that there aren't any valid redemption codes, and as you can see here, you can put in a 14 character code, but again, at the moment, Psyonix hasn't released any of these codes, and this is just a feature that they are putting in place right now so that they can be ready in future updates, maybe even the next update, to start releasing redeemable items that you can use a code for and put it in right here at this menu to get a special item or something in game. So this honestly has me very excited. I do know so far of one confirmed way that you can get these codes, and that is with the toy Rocket League cars that are coming out by Zag Toys. And again, if you didn't know, you can randomly find codes with these toy cars that they're releasing. So they are going to be doing that fairly soon. But overall, just a very cool feature and something that gets me excited for the next update. Now moving on to the second thing in this list, and this one only really concerns console players, but it is by far a very, very huge change. So with this one, this has to do with some controller bindings that you can now do under the options menu. But basically, if you go into the bindings, you can now finally bind air roll left and air roll right to any buttons that you want. So finally, this allows us console players to do things like half flips without having to like hold X and left, which just made it super hard to do. But finally, now that we have this option, I'm having a pretty good time with half flips. Not gonna lie, they are definitely helpful, and I'm super happy that they added this in. As for the third one here, this one has to do with Neo Tokyo, which you probably already know got removed from not just competitive, but also the casual playlists. It is still there in private match, but that's not what we're talking about here today. Instead, I want to take a look at the patch notes in which they said something very interesting that will be added in a future update. So along with Neo Tokyo being taken out, they did say, quote, that in a future update, Neo Tokyo will return to online play with a standard layout. So pretty much what I think that means is that we're going to be getting Neo Tokyo back with that amazing announcer that we all love so much, but instead of having the ramps, we're going to have a normal shaped Rocket League map. So that by itself is just awesome. I cannot wait to get that super happy Asian guy screaming at me again when I score a goal. I honestly miss that guy. So that'll be good and definitely something to look forward to. Now, speaking of maps in general, they did finally fix this glitch that I'm kind of sad that they fixed it. I really had a great time with it, but the glitch that I'm talking about is the one that allowed you to get outside of the double goals map. So yeah, now if you did not know about this glitch, it was actually around for quite a while before they decided to fix it. But basically, if you flew into the corners of the map and flipped your car around, it was super easy to get outside of it. Now, it's not like this was really a game-breaking glitch. You couldn't really do anything to affect other players outside of the map, unless you were in Rumble, which was actually a ton of fun. But unfortunately, if you did not have the chance to do this glitch, you now cannot do it at all, which does actually kind of suck. Halfway through with number 5, this one is probably one that's going to be super helpful for a lot of you, and just jumping straight into it because you probably already noticed it a little bit, but Psyonix did officially say that they improved the overall performance of Aquadome, and along with this they did decide to tone down the colors quite a bit. So for the first part of this, I honestly never really had a problem with Aquadome, but I understand that a lot of people did, so it's definitely really cool that Psyonix is listening and deciding to put in so much work to optimize this map and make it run as smooth as possible. But along with this, and I'm not really sure I agree with it, they decided to dull down the colors on the map overall, and I kind of think they dulled it down too much. Now, it's not terrible. I actually kind of like the sort of darker, rustier pieces of metal, but overall, it kind of just looks too dark. It feels kind of like Aquadome when they used to have it was like brand new, and now this one is like after we've had it a few months and it got dirty, it's now this color, so I'm not sure I agree with that overall, but I did want to make sure that you guys know it is officially changed. Now, moving on to the sixth thing that was added here, this one is another another one that was pretty hidden, but you probably already noticed it if you happen to go into the stats menu and check it out. Now, the new stat that I'm talking about here, of course, you go to extras, then you scroll down one to go into stats. And once you click on that, there is now a brand new feature that tracks how long you have played. So this is mostly useful for Xbox players and stuff like that, because you were able to tell this fairly easily on Steam. It just shows up next to the game every time you decide to play it. But as for consoles right now, this stat is officially added in, but I will say that it does not track the hours that you have put in before this update. So that by itself is a little bit weird. I mean, I do appreciate that they finally added it in, but now that I've already had so many hours on the game and this is just kind of a fraction of that, it's a little weird to look at and kind of pointless, to be honest. But hey, if you just picked up Rocket League after this update, I mean, you're good to go. This will officially track how long you have been playing and how much you should probably be going outside. But yeah, moving on to the 7th one here. This has to do with the trading and more specifically keys. But with the keys, one of the annoying things about them was that they would always have this 7-day trading timer on them. And it's not like they took that timer off. I don't think they'll ever do that. But with these keys, they did make it so you can choose which ones you want to use. So the way that you set this up is just go into your options, and then on the very first screen under gameplay, scroll down to the one that says key selection. And once you click on that, you can customize it to use your oldest key or maybe your newest key, or you can choose Ask Me, which instead, every time you open a crate and you use a key on it, it will ask you if you want to use the newest one or the oldest one, stuff like that. So overall, this is a fairly nice feature. I'm not exactly sure why you would ever use your newest key. I mean, when I'm unboxing crates, I'm pretty sure I would never ever want that timer on there. So who knows, if for some reason you find a use to use the newest key, I guess this is now there for you. But getting into the final 3 changes here with number 8, this one has to do with a custom training, and I'm super happy that they finally added this in. But for this change, they finally made it so that you can download custom trainings from any platform. So if you didn't know, with custom training, you can of course add in codes to download other people's trainings that they've made. But before this update, you could only download ones that were made on your console. So if you were on Xbox like me and you wanted to download one that was made on PC, it just was not set up to work. However, now when you go into the training one and you decide to enter a code, you can play any training pack that you find without any problems. But moving on to number 9 here, this is another glitch that was fixed, and this one is actually very helpful. I'm super glad they finally addressed this one and put a stop to it because it was so freaking annoying. So the glitch I'm talking about here was the trade cancel glitch, and if you happen to trade a lot before the update, this happened so much that it was super annoying. So if you don't know what the trade cancel glitch was, basically when you went into a trade and then you canceled it, it would pop up this little message that said trade canceled. Now if you happen to get re-invited to the trade while that message was still up, you could accept the trade invite, but when you accepted it, it would put you in the trading menu but completely lock your screen. So you couldn't click the trade canceled message to get rid of it, you couldn't put up items, you couldn't even click the chat button to tell the other person to cancel the trade. So it was just a super annoying glitch, but thankfully that is fixed. I was able to test it out and I can confirm that it is officially gone. But anyways, moving on to the last change of this video, and this one is also actually a glitch fix, but one that I'm super surprised that it took this long to fix it. So if you were a fan of the Lobos, and I was actually going to put this in like a 5 facts episode a long time ago, but I never actually got around to it, but pre-patch the Lobos, they had these glowing eyes on them, but for some unfortunate, really weird reason, they would only ever glow on one side. Now, I don't know why this was a glitch. It seems like something that would be super simple to fix, and something they should have been able to fix a long time ago. But as you can see here, this one is officially patched. The Lobos look a lot better than they used to do in the past, and it's really nice having those glowing wheels, especially on the side that you see the most. So I don't think this will affect trading values at all, but it is still a very cool change that I'm happy that they added in. But anyways guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. It only takes a second and it helps me out a ton, and do not forget to subscribe as well as check out some of my previous videos which should be popping up on the screen right now, including a video showcasing every single painted endo, and also a turbo crate opening in which I got my dream endo car. But other than that guys, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm the Llamacer, and I will see you guys next time.